Podcast Rock City.
What's up, everybody? Joe here from Podcast Rock City. And with me this week is Mr. Jody Havnot.
Greetings.
And Mr. Sonny Hollywood Pony.
So supposedly there's rappers named after Ace Frehley albums. So I guess I now want to be called DJ Trouble Walking. Didn't you tell me there's some rapper named Anomaly?
There is.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's got a song with a feature with that guy, the Acorn, that keeps spinning.
Hey, listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I never put that together. That's nice. You're a bigger fan than I am. So, welcome to Podcast Rock City, where we hang out and talk about Kiss every week. We know that you know that. I tell you every week anyway, just in case you stumbled across this show looking for a Frank Sinatra podcast. Welcome. We're going to have a lot of fun. Thank you for listening to the last show where we talked about the passing of Bob Kulick. We got some really good reviews for that, so thank you very much. How have you guys been this week?
Yeah, hanging in.
Yeah. Sonny, you same?
Yeah, just living the life. In Cali, baby. That's how it is.
The new norm.
Yeah. The new norm.
Yeah.
I opened my music store back up, and I've decided that I am going to just do that for a living from now on. I did have a second job, and I'm probably not going to go back to that. I think I'm just going to give my music store a run. I put a room in for Jody to teach, so you got to commute.
Yeah, I mean, it takes me 8 hours to get there. That ain't bad.
Yeah. I get you 10 or 12 students. You spend the weekend. It's worth it.
Totally.
Anyway, thank you guys for listening. Like I said, we've got some stuff going on. But before we do anything, let's get to the mail.
I know you write me sexy letters. I got a letter the other day. I know you write me sexy letters.
U.S. Postal Services?
Yes! I know you write me sexy letters.
What have you?
I know you write me sexy letters.
Take your dollar and fucking beat it.
So I got a letter this week, and there were some questions in it, and I thought that we would address them before we got into everything else. The questions were interesting, and I'm not going to lie, I'm not sure that we have the answers. So I thought I would hit you guys with them. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So it's from Logan Mounts. And Logan writes, "Hey guys, wanted to write again since I have some questions as a Kiss diehard I've never heard the answer to. Any information you have would be great. Thanks again for making my favorite show to listen to during the world's bullshit." There should be like 50 exclamation points there. Question number 1. What inspired the band to tune their guitars a half step down? I've read most of Behind the Mask and tried to find any additional interviews but haven't found anything. Now, that was just real at the time, right, Jody?
What's that?
Tuning their guitars down.
Yeah, to E flat. I always thought they did it because of the Beatles, but I don't know for sure.
So the Beatles tuned down a half step.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that right there, I mean, like, okay, once again, we don't know the exact answer, but Jody's probably right. And it sounds heavier.
And it makes it a little easier to sing. I mean, that's why they keep tuning down and down and down. Yeah.
What is it that they tune to now, Jody?
I think they're like at C sharp.
When they hit the strings, it goes.
Yeah.
So, all right, Logan, that's what we think. Okay, we're going to go with that one. Question number 2. All right, now, I'm going to say a name on here I haven't said in a while. Why did Vinnie Vincent get such a bad rap during his time in the band? Did Paul and Gene just get weird with him being the new guy? I love his contributions to Creatures and Lick It Up, and I feel like he never got the credit for them. Well, I'll tell you what, Logan. It really depends on who you listen to, but we're pretty sure that he was just hard to live with, basically. In Paul's book, he talks about how he was eating food and got halfway through it and just dumped the rest back in the pot, kind of thing, right?
I think there's some human nature stuff in there too. So I don't know if you guys have ever been in this situation, but you're looking at buying a sofa or a car or whatever, and you're making a decision with somebody else, maybe your mate, right? And maybe you settle on something you didn't quite love, and then anything that goes wrong with that thing, or if it doesn't look right, it's like, damn it, I knew it, I shouldn't have settled, that kind of thing. And if you think about Vinny, they pretty much settled because both of them have said they couldn't find somebody else that would fit better, so they kind of settled. And I think the minute they settled, now your human nature looks for stuff that could be all bad. You don't look for good stuff, but man, we must have made a great decision. You look for bad stuff of what happens now that we settled. And I think that's part of it.
Right. And there's so many stories. He would, according to Kiss, he never signed a contract. He would walk out he did hour-long guitar solos. I don't think that I've never heard them say he was a bad player or a bad songwriter. Have you guys?
No. They didn't like his long, crazy guitar solos.
Right.
Paul was going to punch him out, remember?
Yeah, I think that everything had to do with mostly offstage.
Yeah.
Or he didn't stick to the plan, right? It's sounds like Paul and Gene are pretty planful, right? So it's like, okay, this is what the show is going to be. This is what we do. And there's probably not much room for just kind of going with the flow unless they kind of do it. Or, even the banter we know is pretty much scripted. So you not sticking to the plan probably doesn't land well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably an issue. All right, so Logan, that's what we think on that. Last one. Has there ever been an officially released collection of all the Kiss music videos? I feel like this is a huge oversight, if not. Seems odd that there's only a handful of anthology collections. Even more odd that Volume 2 doesn't cover anything from 84 or 85. Peace and love, Logan. And then it says, P.S. All right, look, Logan, I'm gonna read this part, okay? But I can't say that you're going to get any more listeners or viewers when I do this. It says, P.S. I hosted my first Kiss Army chat on my YouTube channel last week. This is the link below if you want to check it out. Now, he didn't tell me the name of the show, and the link, I clicked on it, and I haven't had a chance to watch it. I saved it. But I'll post it on our group page so you guys could check it out if you'd like to. But the question is the videos. Now, I know that there used to be like a bootleg of all the videos. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Like the video collection?
Yeah, but not official.
Yeah, the one I had, I don't think it only went through like probably Crazy Nights maybe? Or maybe just to Asylum. I don't even remember. So you didn't get all the revenge videos or anything. That would be cool to have one. Especially if it had the old like so-called promo vids, Come On Love Me, Rock Roll Night, Love 'Em, Leave 'Em, and all that shit, Hard Luck Woman, all the way to like Psycho Circus or something, or no, they had a video for did they have a video off of Monster? Am I mistaken?
Oh, I don't know if they did. I never saw it.
I want to say they had like a lyric vid for Long Way Down or something.
Maybe there was a lyric one. You're right. But it had like live footage or something?
Yeah, but then,
Wow.
Maybe that might be the last one. I don't know, though.
Check out the big brain on Jody.
But you can easily go to their, they got that Vivo thing on YouTube. It pretty much has them all. You could just watch them.
Yeah. But I agree, there should be some kind of a official release that you could buy. I mean, they did the Crazy Nights little VHS. Remember that?
Yeah. And those are 3 videos that look exactly the same. You can't even tell them apart.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, thank you, Logan, for the letter. You can send us any kind of questions that you would like. Podcast Rock City 1.
That's the number 1.
At gmail.com. Podcast Rock City 1, the number 1, at gmail.com. And we will, we'll read them right here, just like we just did. Now, there's a couple other things, but I think I'm going to add them to the news. So let's get to the news.
Podcast Rock City News.
All right, so there's big stuff and then there's the small stuff. I'll start with the small stuff. This week I was searching for something new and I found this People magazine. I don't know, did you guys see that I posted it on Facebook? It's a People magazine from like 1975. It was right after, I believe, Dress to Kill came out. And they're in it. Kiss is in it, okay? They got a 2-page spread, and they talk about how their newest record, Dress to Kill, just sold 200,000 copies, and that they're the new big thing, and all this stuff. Now, it's also the last 2 pages in the whole book, okay?
Yeah.
The last 2 pages. And I thought that was funny, and it's a short thing, and it even talked about how Gene still lives with his mom when he's in between girlfriends, it said, which I thought was very funny. And it said that they have so many explosions that even the lead guitar player, Ace Frehley, says that he puts earplugs in for the last part of the show. I never heard that before.
Yeah, me neither.
Me neither.
Yeah, but I thought it was funny. Anyway, so I posted that on our group page. If you want to go read the article, all you got to do is go click. You can see the pictures. They're like, and it's pre-alive, which is really cool. You don't really get to see that a lot. And the other thing that I saw, and this is something that I really want us to discuss, this Circus magazine that somebody posted online. It's from August 4th, 1977. I'm going to try to find it and order it, okay? It's got Paul Stanley on the cover, and on the side, you know how Circus Magazine had the names of the bands on the side with underneath, right?
Yeah.
So it says August 4th, 1977, Circus Magazine, Kiss, and the headline is Behind the Scenes of Love Gun, the new Kiss concept album.
Yeah.
Plus solo projects, TV specials, and more, and tour plans. So you saw that too, Jody?
I think I saw Bill Elam had posted it somewhere or something.
I want to read that article.
Dude, did you see the article that Kiss posted about the a review from the Diplomat show from August 73?
I have not seen that.
It's just like a paragraph. It's pretty fucking crazy though, man. You didn't see that one?
No, I missed that. We're going to have to check it out.
I'm going to blaze. Well, I don't want to read the whole thing to you. But it's crazy because they keep talking about how Gene is like the lead vocalist and Paul shares lead guitar with Ace Frehley and all this stuff. It's kind of wild.
Wow. Yeah, that's nuts. I'll have to find that and put it on the site.
The, Twitter. Kiss Twitter.
If you guys are on Facebook, which I mean, if you're on there for anything, just follow us. We're fun. We do have a group page, Podcast Rock City group page. Join that page. We are constantly doing polls and stuff like that, and getting your input for the show. And it's a lot of fun. Okay, so that stuff aside, I'm going to order that magazine this week. Hopefully, it won't be like $80. I don't want to spend $80, but we'll see. But we got to talk about J.R. Smalling. If you guys don't know who J.R. is, he is the voice of Kiss Alive at the beginning. You wanted the best, you got the best, the hottest band in the land. Kiss, that's J.R. He was Kiss's original road manager. And he passed away this week. Both Jody and I believe you interviewed him, right, Jody?
Yeah.
And I interviewed him. And Jody, I did not. My computer failed, but I believe you even got him saying you wanted the best. You got the best, the hottest podcast in the land, right?
I think you're thinking of Matt. Matt had him do that. I didn't.
I thought he did it for your show.
Nah.
Anyway, yeah, that's still. I kick myself because I'll never get it now. But
right.
JR, I both of us interviewed him for different shows. Me for Podcast Rock City when I used to do it by myself, and Jody for Strange Ways when he used to be on. Where he used to have his own show. And it was right before they put out. It was the original Road Crew was putting a book out called Out on the Streets, and when we interviewed him on our shows for that, and he was amazing. He was sweet and nice, and I think he was just in his apartment while I was interviewing because I think I could hear the train going by, which was pretty cool. Sonny, did you ever get to meet JR?
No, I didn't. And, the only stories I really know about the guy is what I've heard from you guys, from your interviews. But besides that, I don't know a ton about him.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, he was definitely like 150% behind that band. He worked for them, big part of the band, and he was into them. He loved them. And there is now this is not our topic of the week. I want to make sure you guys know that. This is big for us because JR was, he was such a big part of history. There are a couple of different things out there. Kiss posted, it says, "We were notified that J.R. Smalling has passed away after a long battle with cancer. JR was the voice you hear on Kiss Alive and introduced us with his battle cry that still brings us on stage. He was fiercely loyal, proud, and did whatever necessary to make sure we could do our full show no matter who stood in the way. His spirit is with us to this day, and we celebrate his memory and mourn his loss." That was the official Kiss statement. Peter Criss said, "I am so sad to hear about the passing of JR. He was our first road manager. He was part of us. We all made it together. He took very good care of us all. We had some really good times together traveling on the road in the early days. We had a lot of fun times. He was also a great guy. I loved him very much. I was happy to have reconnected with him recently, and we talked about our times together and had a lot of laughs. I am grateful I got to tell him I loved him. My love and prayers go out to his family and friends. He will be part of Kiss forever. May he rest in peace in the arms of the Lord. God bless, Peter Criss." And then Ace put out a statement, which to me was the surprise of it all. But I don't know why I was, but I was surprised. It said, "Junior was my first road manager and one of the best. We enjoyed a lot of crazy nights together, laughing our asses off. I'm really going to miss him. Very good soul. My prayers are with his family and loved ones. Very funny and a very tough guy. I wouldn't want to mess with him in a dark alley. Ace."
Probably saved his life once or twice. Right?
Six or 10 times.
Yeah. He's just passed out on like 19th Street in the middle of the street.
Well, listen, I want to say, and Jody, you can back me up on this. I'm not sure if I'm right. Didn't JR say he was the one that pulled Ace's head out of the water when he had fallen asleep or passed out?
There was a bunch of stories like that
in the tub.
Yeah.
You always heard it. I think Gene said it was him, right?
Yeah.
But JR said no. He's misremembering. He doesn't misremembering. What the fuck? I speak English good. He said that it was him. So we all owe JR Ace's life. It's like, and so if you guys haven't, I don't know how easy it is to get that book, but I can tell you this, and I can't speak for Jody. But when that book came out, and in the thanks, I'm thanked in that book. Jody, you are too, right?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, when I saw our names in there, I don't know, man. I thought that was one of the greatest things in my life, to be thanked in a book written about Kiss and about the guys, So I'm really sad that this happened. He didn't have to think about me anymore after I did the interview with him,
Yeah.
or Jody. But he did, and he added us and included us.
I talk to him every once in a while. I mean, not in the last maybe 2 years, but for a long time, I would, he would message me, "How you doing?" and this and that. He was a really nice guy, dude. Really cool. He was.
Dude. And today on Facebook, I posted it. Today on Facebook, you know how you get your memories?
Yeah.
6 years ago today, June 7th, 2014, it says, "I just butt dialed J.R. Smalling tonight. You wanted the butt, you got the butt." That's what it says. Very, very coincidental.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That just came up like that.
Right.
But like I said, he will be missed. He was a super guy. When I interviewed him, it was like he talked to me like he knew me, and I was really grateful for that. Yeah. I think Jody feels the same way.
Yeah, super nice guy.
Yeah, he will be missed. So if you get a chance, try to find the book. They did it on a budget where they released like 2 or 3 chapters, and it was written by a bunch of the guys that were the Crue. So they would write 3 or 4 chapters, put it online, and you could pay to read those chapters. And they raised the money to put out the book. So that's how that wound up happening. And Jody and I and pretty much all the podcasters at the time, the Kiss podcasters, there was only like 4 of us or 5 of us. Now there's 600. And but we all had him on, and we all tried to help. And obviously the book came out. It's called Out on the Streets. If you guys go on eBay, I'm sure somebody has a copy for sale, or Amazon. Pick it up. It's a hardback book, and I think that you guys will enjoy it. Did you guys see any other news? Kiss canceled. What? They canceled the rest of their European tour?
I didn't see anything about it, but it doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, that was something that I read. And then I did run into a buddy who works for not Ticketmaster. What's the other one?
Like Live Nation?
Live Nation, yeah. And I said, "Hey, look, I got a Kiss concert in September." He said, "You don't have a Kiss concert in September." I said, "Well, it hasn't been canceled." He goes, "You don't have a Kiss concert in September." I said, "What's going on?" He goes, "Well," he goes, now he works in the offices. He doesn't work, and he told me, from what he's hearing, none of the artists want to be the first ones there. None of the artists don't want to be the band that goes out there and somebody gets corona at their concert. So he goes, that's he goes, and I go, and I guess that makes sense. Yeah. He said, so don't expect to go to any concerts
unless it's Sammy Hagar. He's done with the lockdown.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. There's some data out there that some of these major, I'll say venue promoters, whatever you want to call them, are dealing with bankruptcy possibly. So they start canceling shows. They got to start doing refunds with money they don't got. So I think they're hanging out there because I don't think the Motley Crue tour has been canceled yet.
Right. I have heard that it wasn't yet.
So it's obviously not happening. It's not happening. I think now it's just a matter of where's the money.
Right. And yeah, and I'm sure that even if they file for bankruptcy, they have to pay that money back.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Not a lawyer, thank God.
I just Googled the Motley Crue thing. It has been canceled officially.
Oh, it is canceled now?
Yeah. As of 2 days ago or whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I hadn't checked in a couple of days. So obviously, I mean, people are getting their money back now, right? You would think.
They're probably waiting impatiently. Yeah.
I would imagine so, but I'll go. Just tell them to come on to town. I'll go.
Yeah.
I'll be the only one out there. I'd go to a concert. I'm tired of not seeing concerts. I have two choices for entertainment. I can go and burn down a Kohl's, or
nice.
I could go to a concert. Both of them I have to be in groups of people. I'm just saying. The one, although I need new shoes. So, do you guys carry Vans? I don't know.
I think, yeah, we do. I think. Okay. I don't remember now.
All right. So, I'd rather go to a concert. All right. So, that was the news. If we missed anything, send it to us. Podcast RockCity1, that's the number 1 at gmail.com. Please also, I'm trying to get us to 100 reviews on iTunes. Go Google or wherever you listen to us, go on there and do a review. I need to get to 100. I think I'm at like 86 or something like that. And I know that's not something I'll normally do, but if you get a chance, go give us a review on. I want to get to 100 because I feel like underachiever. Anyway, all right. Besides that, let's get to the topic of the week.
Podcast Rock City. Topic of the week.
All right, so we discussed doing this a few weeks ago, but another show already was doing it, so we didn't want to step on their toes or be thought of copying or anything. So we put it on hold, and what we've decided to do was cut out 5 songs from Hot in the Shade and make our own Hot in the Shade record. Songs and with the songs and put them in the order that we wanted to put them in, which I found I've listened to that record now more this week than I've listened to it ever. What about you guys?
I did a few weeks ago when we were going to do it. I haven't really listened to it.
Oh, yeah,
since,
that's right.
I can tell you, though, that my album in my order rules.
Oh, good Lord.
It does.
Everybody thinks theirs does. I've been listening to a lot lately, especially a new remixed, recalibrated version. Let's put it that way.
Which probably rules.
That's right. Mine rules.
Totally. See, the problem with this album is it was just too long. There's 2 problems. It's too long, and every single song has a 45-second fade out.
There was quite a few songs, and I didn't keep enough notes, but there was a few songs where I heard, like, in the verse, love's like a slap in the face, love's like a slap in the face. Listen to the guitar riff. It's I hate myself for loving you. I went, son of a dick. They stole from Joan Jett. Actually, I don't know which album came out first.
Oh, Joan Jett was way before this.
Hate Myself for Loving You came out before Hot. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
This is 89.
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as I heard it, I started going, what is that song? I started humming it. And then maybe they didn't steal it from her. But that is really definitely the same riff. Okay. So, how do you guys want to do this? I know we're going to do one song at a time, but does it matter which ones we cut, or are people just going to figure that out?
I think you just list what you have left. And
okay.
Fuck the ones you cut.
Yeah.
And we could talk about those at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm just going to say this. I would be so surprised if any of us have Read My Body in the set list. Don't say it, just in case.
It's Pooney's start-off track, dude.
I'm gonna surprise you a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Maybe yours doesn't rule.
Oh, man, that's some funny stuff, man. We're on fire today. Okay, so I'll go ahead and get started, all right? I left Rise to It at the beginning because I love the beginning. Even though it doesn't come boom and jump right in, I love the I love the slide guitar, and obviously that was their version of a Cinderella record, kind of thing. But I do love that, and I got to tell you the truth. I was really surprised a few weeks ago when I was doing Kiss Trivia online that Paul was the one that played that. It wasn't Bruce at all. Did you guys know that?
I kind of thought it was both of them. I didn't know.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
in the trivia question, it says who played the guitar at the beginning of Rise to It, and it said Paul Stanley. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. I didn't write the cards, but I'm imagining that it is.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty funny. I picked Rise to It. I can get past the fact that they're wearing the wrong costumes in the video for the era that they're supposed to be in. I'm not one of those people where I'm like, oh my God, they screwed this up so bad. I was just so excited to see them in the makeup and the costume in the first place. Why they didn't have Eric in his, I have no idea. Oh no, he couldn't have been. That's true. But if they were to put the kitty cat makeup on him, can you imagine how people would have shit back then?
Yeah.
All right, so Rise to It was me. That's the first one. Jody, you go next.
All right, so I kind of divided mine up into, like a record. So side A, and this will probably never happen in real life, but I have Betrayed, dude. Gene coming out of the gates hot. And
yeah, I like that song.
I think it would be awesome. And one of the stronger, songs on the record, I think, especially out of the Gene tunes, But yeah, I would try to mix it up. Started off with Betrayed. And I have a caveat to my mixes, and I did this physically. I stuck it into my DJing gear, and I crossfaded these records to get rid of the 45 seconds of fade on every song.
Uh-huh.
And it works perfectly.
Cool. I'll be looking forward to hearing that.
You should. It's pretty badass.
You should. Study.
Because it rules.
Because it rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did similar thing, side A, side B. So I was kind of watching for, okay, what opens side A, what closes side A, open side B, close side B, because to me, those are probably the most 4 important songs. And I tried every song to try to make it the opening song, and I couldn't find better than Rise to It. It just fits. And I don't know if it's because I've heard it 2,000 times that I can't hear anything else first, but it just fits.
Yeah, I like the beginning of that song with the slide guitar, and then with the Gene bass, slide, boom, boom, and it's a fun song. They should play it live, personally. I don't know if Paul could sing it, but it should be played live. I would rather hear Rise to It than that whatever that song is they play off of Sonic whatever. Boom. What's the song they do?
Say yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
I'd rather hear Rise to It too over those two all day long.
Yeah, I'd rather hear Rise to It. And it's like, just go ahead and throw that out there. It's a good song. It wasn't a bad video either. It was cool to see them live, and it was cool to see them in the makeup. And I remember the cover of Rip magazine had them in the makeup, and I was like, what the hell is going on? So Sonny chose Rise to It. Hey, Sonny, are you writing these down by any chance, or could you?
Yeah, I am.
I want to put them on the if we can put them on the group page so people can vote whose is the best. And they'll say Sonny's rules.
Which one rules the hardest here?
Okay, so I was the same way with you. Then I tried to put them in order of how I would like to listen to them, and it really wasn't that easy actually, because all the songs that I took out I really didn't like. But one of the ones that I did really like, and I thought it would be fitting to have something a little different. So instead of putting a Gene or a Paul song in there, I put Little Caesar.
Okay.
Oh, got silence. Yeah, well, Eric's only sung on one song on a record, and that was Beth.
Yeah.
And I thought it would be kind of cool to go, check this out. Here's something different, and throw Little Caesar in there. Eric, and I like that song. I really never. I mean, I gotta be honest, man. Hot in the Shade. It's just not something that I listen to all the time. I really seem to focus on pre Crazy Nights. I get into those records, but they don't come out. If I'm downstairs and I have a choice between everything else and any record after Crazy Nights and after, I always seem to go with the early stuff, the earlier than that stuff. But so yeah, Little Caesar for me, because I thought it would be cool to hear Eric Carr sing a song.
What's that?
You're next.
Oh, okay. You kind of cut out there for a second.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm coming out of Betrayed, the first song Gene's wailing on, and it starts to fade out much earlier than it does on the actual, and then you start hearing, that's kind of muted guitar riff from King of Hearts up next. So Gene comes out of the gate hot, and then it's like, boom, here's Paul finally. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Yeah. King of Hearts, killer song.
Yeah,
Let me tell you, it rules.
All right, everybody out there, I should have started this at the beginning, but every time Jody says rules, take a shot.
You're going to be drunk quick.
Eat a chip. You wouldn't be able to keep up with chips.
That's funny. Let's see. Sonny, you're next. Song number dos.
Okay, so this might be a surprise. Anyway, you come right out of a Paul song, you got to go to a Gene song. And everybody loves songs about cars, so I'm going right into Cadillac Dreams.
Yeah, I could see it.
See, now that, I could see it was okay. He didn't go, that means you're nuts and it no longer rules. Cadillac Dreams, good song. Let's see. My number 3. What did I put down? Sorry. Oh, I put Betrayed. That's when I got to my Gene song.
Sweet.
I like the chord. It's simple, but Betrayed. It's a good. And Gene sings well on this record, I got to say.
Yeah.
There's, I really think he pushed himself in quite a few of the songs. If you listen, now, do I think lyrically they're great? Half and half. But his singing on a few of the songs, I think he really pushed.
Yeah. He's kind of channeling like an unmasked Gene vocally on a lot of these songs,
Yeah, that's a good point, yeah.
The high, like, when he goes up high on Betrayed, it's kind of like, Naked City or something. Where he goes high on that one. I think it's cool.
Yeah. Jody, you're next. Number 3.
I have The Street Giveth and The Street Taketh Away. I love that song. It's got a cool intro. It's awesome.
Yeah, I love that song as well. It's really funny because so far, all the songs, I think all the songs we're saying, I have kept on my list. So I wonder if we're all going to have the same songs. Maybe not. Sonny's always the one that surprises me. And he's about to do it right now, right, Sonny? Song number 3.
You guys have, let's say there's been at least one mention that is no longer on my list. That wasn't on my list. So.
Oh, wow.
All right. So my third one is one of the better songs on this album, You Love Me to Hate You. Like, I want to come out of Cadillac Dreams, and just in case you don't love Gene, I wanted to put Paul right back in your ear and go, dude, this album's going to be awesome. Just stick with it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I understand 100%.
So, yeah.
Let me see something here. Where am I missing? I'm missing a song. No, I'm not.
It's eerily weird how hard it is for you to count to 10 after all these years.
Oh, yeah.
It's to 10, dude.
I have half a brain.
Well, you ought at least be able to count to 5 then.
Yes.
Just do it twice.
Do it twice, dude.
Yeah. Listen, if you guys keep picking on me, I'm going to burn the CVS down. Let's see. All right. So what was that song you just picked? I'm so upset about how stupid I am now.
Love Me to Hate You.
Yes, that's right. Okay, so far I agree. I like all these songs. So far we're doing all right. So far we're hanging in there. Next for me is Forever. You got to have that Paul Stanley. I just thought the hit should be on the first side. I battled with starting the second side with it. But then I thought if they do that, then nobody will ever flip the record over. All the girls will only be listening to that one song on the second side,
Yeah.
Yeah. So my number quattro, which is Greek for 4, is that's me.
Yep. I'm on the same page. You got to have the ballad somewhere on the front side, about 3rd or 4th. I made it 4th, so I got Forever at 4. What do you got, Sonny?
Well, I'm on the same boat, on the same wavelength, I should say, but I chose the other one. So I'm a believer that there's got to be a ballad on both sides, so I actually went with Hide Your Heart.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Is Hide Your Heart a ballad?
Close enough. Whether you want to call it slower tempo, that you can't have Forever and Hide Your Heart on the same side of the album. Like, they got to split the album.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
I agree with that.
Okay, so number 5, last song on side 1, right? Because there's 2 5s and 10, and I can count the 5 twice, most of the time. So I'm going to end the first side off with one of my favorite songs on the record. Oh man, every time I say something like that, I'm so worried that I'm going to hear, after I say the name of the song, I'm going to hear, yeah. But I'm going to tell you that I'm ending the first side off with Silver Spoon. Oh, shit. What's the matter with that song,
What's
Jody?
the matter with it, dude? I actually have it as my number 5.
Do you really?
Yeah, Silver Spoon. I love that song. It's like Paul's version of
All right.
Give Me Shelter. You know what I mean? It's pretty sweet.
It's true. Now that you say that, I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, that's a really good song. And look, Sonny, if you say it's your number 5, I bet it's not even on your list, is it?
So
we'll have to see.
It is my number 5.
Sweet.
It is.
But it's got a caveat though.
Okay.
I've got Eric singing it.
Ooh,
Oh,
that'd be cool.
Yeah. So this is an Eric Carr vocal, and that'll explain itself later. But yeah, this is an Eric Carr vocal here.
Okay. Yeah, I could dig that. I didn't know that was an option here in this game, but I like it.
Way to go, Sonny! Changing the rules again, cheater.
You gotta think outside the
Those
box,
rules were
dude.
not defined.
Yeah.
Okay, so flip the record over. Okay, wait. Now that we're halfway through, let me ask you guys: are you pleased or would you say unhappy with this album cover?
I never really cared for it. Doesn't feel like a Kiss record cover to me.
It's okay. I would have rather had that. I don't know if you have First Kiss, Last Licks.
Oh, do you have
yeah.
that, Sonny?
I have that. I have it.
Oh,
That cover
man.
would have been a better cover to this.
I agree. Now let me ask you this: you live in California. Do you have great record stores there? Can you find me a copy of that, and I'll send you the money?
If I find another one, I'll let you know. I found it 92 in LA
Holy
somewhere.
shit!
Yeah.
That's so hard to find.
Yeah.
But that's a great record, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
That's the one where they're all leaning up against a wall, right? With sunglasses on.
Which would be a great cover.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like the idea of not having the band on the cover. This is Kiss, dude, you know? Doesn't make any sense.
Let me tell you, the ideal cover would have been all of them sitting under a tree with Gene holding an umbrella over Paul's head.
Yeah, that could be cool.
No, I made that up. I'm just kidding. That wouldn't have been good at all. It's just
It'd be better than the freaking Leon thing.
yeah. Now, all right. Now let's take a step back. Leon Live rules.
Totally ruled.
Totally ruled.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was like probably the best Kiss show I ever saw. Sans like maybe 96 reunion, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean that thing, the mouth open and they came out of the mouth and then all the lasers and then he sang in God of Thunder and it's like, Yeah, that was pretty fucking badass.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys this real quick.
Yeah.
You know how everyone always talks about how, all through the eras, Kiss never found their look until Revenge? I have to disagree, man. I think they look fucking cool on Hot in the Shade. Gene's wearing black leather. I mean, why doesn't he get the credit for Hot in the Shade?
Because of his white shoes.
Oh, yeah, the Michelin Man sneakers. I could do
Was
without.
he wearing those too? Paul did. No, I agree with you. They had a good look for this. Paul wore leather pants or with a vest, remember?
Yeah.
And yeah, they looked good. They looked comfortable.
And they're all playing Les Pauls too. Even Paul Stanley's playing a Les Paul. It's awesome.
Yeah, but I can't get past Gene's shoes. I
think that was just a thing back in those days. Like, you could be black from head to toe, but then you're wearing big white sneakers.
Yeah, that was a Metallica thing.
I guess so. It's corny looking, though. But from, like, the sneakers up, Gene looks rad, you know? He's all black leathered out. He doesn't look... It's, like, way better than Asylum or Crazy Nights.
Oh, yeah.
You don't like the showing my thong look? Is that a problem with you?
Oh, I love Paul's thong. I mean, if I had it, I'd sniff it every day.
Somebody was taking a shot, and there it spit it out.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, imagine what that goes for on eBay. The thong from Crazy Nights.
The Crazy Nights thong?
Yeah.
Man, I wonder what it does go. I got news for you. It would be in a glass case in my collection if I could get it.
Totally.
I'm just kidding. All right. Okay, so we flipped the record over, and for me, the first song on side 2 is "Hide Your Heart."
Okay.
Got to go with the hit for me. I started off strong by the this song. Was that the first video that came out? "Hide Your Heart."
I thought "Rise to It" was.
I think it was "Rise to It," right?
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't quite remember, but I think it was.
Well, that might be true. On
oh no, you might be right, because the "Hide Your Heart" single, it says it came out 6 months before "Rise to It" did. So yeah, you might be right.
You might be.
Oh my God, I'm right about something. It's awesome. And that doesn't really happen that often. I have 3 ex-wives that'll tell you that. All right, so let's see. First song, side 2, Jody.
All right, so I have "Rise to It," but with a caveat. I scrap the fucking Cinderella bit, and it starts with just Gene going, vroom, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's a perfect way to start side 2 for me. It could have started side 1, but I wanted to give Gene a little bit of props for side 1, mix it up. But yeah, "Rise to It" without the Cinderella bit. That's how I start off side 2.
Cool. Sonny?
So I took Jody's lead, and I got betrayed doing side 2. So I wanted to make mine so it doesn't matter what side you play, that you would get a Paul Gene mix on the first 2 songs either side. So Betrayed opens this side.
That's how mine works out too, but just
cool.
by chance.
I'll tell you this, that when I was I went to that show for that tour, there were people in the crowd doing like surveys for the band. Have you ever heard this before?
Yeah.
And one of the things that they were asking is, what do the fans want more of on the next record? And one of the biggest things was Gene songs. And then I wonder if that's why the first video put out on Revenge was, yeah, I can't even think of the name of that song now. I'm looking at a picture and I just went off.
Unholy.
So yeah, Unholy. So you think that's possible? You think they just listened to the fans and went, "Look, sorry, Paul, they want Gene."
Yeah, very possible.
And then he would have been like, "Great, then get his fucking ass in here."
It was Gene's idea to do the survey, and he's like, "I told you."
Yeah. Paul's like, "Well, we better get a co-writer in here then."
That's funny. Okay, so sorry, I'm lost right
Brings
now.
you to number 2 on side B, Joe.
Song number 2 on side B is, I wrote it down, King of Hearts.
It's a good one.
That's a good one.
Love that song.
Man, I didn't make a playlist with these songs like that. I think I'm going to do that and listen to it all week and go, that's when I'll go, man, this album rules.
You know, it's like Hot in the Shade kind of gets a bad rap. I guess it's just the production and the, too many songs. But when you trim it down and put it in a decent order, it's pretty sweet.
No, I agree. I think that I'm sorry to say this because we get comments on stuff like this all the time, but I don't really notice when a record has bad production. I guess because I'm not really into that side of music. I mean, I've recorded records before, and now if I go back and listen to them, they're probably shitty. But as far as the recordings go, I never noticed, this is the production's terrible, blah, blah, blah. And I never noticed. Like, I used to listen to Hotter Than Hell all the time, but people are always talking about the production on that. I'm like, I love that record. I don't know.
Well, yeah, maybe. So do I, but yeah, the production is a little muddy.
I
just think that the Hot in the Shade
what am I listening for?
Well, to me, like the production of Hot in the Shade, a lot of times it's not even Eric Carr. You could easily tell it's like a drum machine. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't like that. And I think, these were all just demos, like 16-track demos. And you can kind of tell it doesn't have like the fidelity that like Revenge has. You know what I mean?
Well, what's that all about? Why what was the deal with the demos?
I think they were just being lazy, dude. It sounded fine enough to them, I guess. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like it. But I mean, it's not the best sounding Kiss record out there.
Sonny, do you pay attention to a lot
right
of that
behind
too?
Hotter Than Hell.
Yeah, I didn't used to, but probably about 10 years ago is where I started hearing the difference because I started listening to a lot of European bands. And if you listen to like Heat or Eclipse or Battle Beast or Beast in Black, I mean, they are like everything sounds like arena rock. It's big. Every instrument's crisp. You can hear every instrument. So it's like, man, I wish there was some of the albums I listened to in the past like that. And then you would go back and listen to like Back for the Attack, and it's there. Or you listen to Crazy Nights, and even though, people say it's wimpy or whatever, it's crisp at least, right? Or you listen to Revenge, and it sounds great. So then when you go back and listen to Hotter Than Hell or some of that, or like Rat Out of the Cellar, you're like, oh my God, this production is shit.
Yeah. Definitely Out of the Cellar. That one. Well, it sounded great at the time, but it sounds super lo-fi when you listen to it now.
Yeah.
Right. All right, Jody, you're next.
I have number 2 I'm sitting on Prisoner of Love. You can't break these chains. A little bit of charisma gene creeping in on the song. I love it.
That is funny. Do that again.
It's one-time shot, son.
He was prepared like he knew I was gonna do that. So, I just like, that's okay. When I do in editing, I'm gonna make it happen like 8 times.
Yeah.
All
Just
the way
loop
through.
me.
But you get it first. You edit it first, so that means it'll be cut out. It'll just be me going Hollywood.
Yeah.
Make sure you put a nice thick echo on that. Sonny, this is song number 2 on side 1.
So on side 2, song 2,
oh yeah, my bad.
Right after you get your ass kicked with Betrayed, we calm you down so there'll be no looting or no setting anything on fire, and we go to Forever.
Sweet.
Nice song. I don't know, that's one of the, there's so many stories about that song and how it was written, and Paul makes, because people always talk about Michael Bolton, and Paul makes sure that didn't he point out in his book that Michael Bolton had to like call him and ask him for the lyrics because he wanted to sing it or something?
I think
but
so.
live he was like, I wrote this song for Kiss or something like that.
Yeah. This song does sound crisp, though. This is one of the songs that does have a pretty decent production on it on this record, I think. It sounds pretty good. And one of Bruce's greatest solos, you know?
Yeah, I like Bruce's stuff on this record.
Yeah.
I still don't feel like they cut him loose like they did on Revenge.
Nah, I kind of like the way he's playing on this. It's like very.
They really let him go on Revenge, though. I mean, he got to play how he wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it feels anyway. All right, let's see. Song number 3, side 2. I have Cadillac Dreams. Another good song.
Gene Simmons at his most honest.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think that's all about?
Money.
Yeah.
Money. It's what I need.
That's what he wants.
Yep, that's true.
I don't like the kind of like Aerosmith fake synth horns that are on that song. It never really sat well with me. It was definitely a thing at that time, you know.
It's true. Jody.
And the third slot, I had to put another hit, man. I had to stick in Hide Your Heart.
You can't go wrong with that song, though.
No.
Unless Ace Frehley's singing it. Oh, shit.
Damn. Shots fired.
Sorry.
It was bad, too. It was
okay,
bad.
so, all right, hold on. Now, I'm not the only person that thinks that, though.
No, I mean, obviously, Paul Stanley's going to sing it better than anyone else who did it. Even Bonnie Tyler or whatever.
Yeah, Bonnie Tyler's version, man. She had a great voice.
Yeah, but Paul still sounds better.
Well, that's unfortunately the problem. Paul Stanley sang it, okay? If he hadn't have sung it, maybe I would have thought Ace's version was okay, but I'm always comparing it to Paul, and I just think that version is superior. However, somebody right now is on their computer letting me know how fucking wrong I am. And he's sending me hate mail but that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
It would be true with Bronx Boy if Paul sang it, or Trouble Walking if Paul sang it, or Insane if Paul sang it. It'd be true with anything that Paul sang that Ace tried to sing.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, now, would he sing Shock Me better?
He would sing anything better. He would sing anything better.
Vocally, yeah. Like, as far as, yeah. I like what Ace does in Kiss, though. He has a lot of cool stuff in Kiss.
Right. He has it was Ace style. That was the thing. It was just.
Yeah. I think Ace's musical version of Hide Your Heart sounds fine. But yeah, the vocals, you can't get over Paul's.
Yeah. And when I listen to Ace's version, I'm always waiting for the parts that Kiss had.
Yeah.
The solo and everything else. All right. So, Jody, you're next.
Where are we at? What, number 4? I thought that was...
No. You went with Hide Your Heart.
Yeah,
I'm next.
I was going to say, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I'm sorry. So, Sonny, you're next.
Okay, so if you're driving right now, listeners, you may want to just pull over for a second.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
I don't want you to crash your car or be in rage and drive off a cliff. But there is something about the way Paul sells cheesy songs and Read My Body made it on my list.
No.
Sonny.
Wow.
There is just something about it, dude. Only he can sell. Ace can't do that song. Like, only he can sell that.
Yeah.
Wow. I was wrong about the Read My Body thing. Well, I mean, that's okay. It's Sonny's thing. And now that you guys know that song is on there, you do not have to vote for it on our group page on Facebook.
Yeah. Some people probably
I'm just kidding.
That shit, you know?
There are, yeah. But like, you remember, okay, now you gotta really pay attention for what I'm about to say, but do you remember when Paul Stanley used to do imitations of the bus driver Bear? They had that live video where it was from the Revenge tour, and they were talking about Bear, who was the bus driver, and he was like always trying to pick up chicks. And the way he said it was, he said he'd always say stuff like, are you two girls sisters or something like that, you know? And every time I hear him sing the song, that's what I think about, like some creepy porn guy, like, oh, I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
It's like a sick love song to a blind gal. He wants her to like braille him up.
I like that. I think we should braille me up.
Braille me up. Braille me up.
Oh, that's nice. We're gonna use that.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. Actually, it's take it off. Take it off. All right. So what we're at? We're at
You're number 4.
Number 4.
Side B.
Yeah. Yep. And I am going to see. So between these two songs, I had to decide what, not necessarily what's going the 4th, but what's going to finish the whole thing. And that's the tough part, because people, when you hear that last song, that's what you're leaving. You know, people remember the first song, and really you remember the last song because that's what you're going out on, and it has to be strong. So I might be completely wrong, but for my 4th song, I had The Streets Giveth and the Streets Taketh Away.
Right on.
Yep, I felt, but like I said, I had to decide what the last song was going to be. But I really like that song. I think that it's well written. I like the verse. I like the chorus is catchy. There's a lot of gang vocals on this record too. Like,
yeah,
that was really popular at the time too, though, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, big time.
Okay, I don't know why, but Def Leppard, is that why? They did a lot of that.
I think
too.
so. Yeah. Poison, Def Leppard.
Yeah. Jody.
I have at side B, track 4. I'm going with Somewhere Between Heaven and Hell.
Oh man, that's a good song.
Poppy Gene Burner. I dig that song, but it is kind of somewhat of a filler track to probably your average listener. But I like it.
It is a good song.
Yeah.
Sonny, one more song and then we get to the final one.
So I'm gonna go with my 3rd Gene song. We're gonna go with "Prisoner of Love." Can't break these chains.
There you
Whatever
go.
he's doing. Yeah, there you go.
Loop that
Damn.
one. Leave mine out of it.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that's interesting. That song did not make my list. Last song for me is okay. I don't know. It just depends on where people think. I'm gonna go with Somewhere Between Heaven and Hell.
Sweet.
Good song. I like how it's sung. It feel I don't know. I kind of felt like they could have had a video for that too. But I know what they're talking about in that song. So. And it's dirty, right?
Aren't they all?
I thought, am I wrong when I say that? I mean, isn't he talking about like that place in between a woman's, 2 spaces?
The gooch.
It's somewhere between heaven and hell. Anyway, I don't know. That's what I think it's about. All right. I may be blushing. Jody, last song on the record for you is going to be, if you say "Read My Body," I'm getting in my car and driving to St. Louis.
You know me better than that, dude. Come on now. I actually had to go with probably arguably the strongest song on the record to close it out. And I would leave the long fade because I like a long fade to close out a record because it does leave you wanting more, And I would go with "You Love Me to Hate You." To me, probably the best song on the record, and a great way to close it out. Leave you trailing off with those great Paul kind of ad-libs at the end. And you can't go wrong with a Desmond Child cut. You know what I mean? The dude knows what he's doing in terms of songwriting. And I was really surprised this wasn't any kind of single or anything. You know what I mean? To me, it's better than Hide Your Heart or Rise to It. And possibly even better than Forever, but kind of apples and oranges there. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
I think it's a great fucking song. And it's kind of like
agree.
Bon Jovi-esque, which, you know, I think was on purpose. But I never understood why it didn't become a hit.
Yeah, wow, because they weren't getting any push. Or enough push, that's for sure. Sonny, last song.
Last song for me, got to close it with a killer track. And I haven't picked this one yet, so I got to go with King of Hearts.
Sweet. I knew that was on there somewhere for you, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
That's a great song. Did you ever get in that band Vane? Either of you guys?
I remember them.
They're a Bay Area band. I saw them live a couple of times, and they totally turned me off, so I cannot get into them.
Really? I heard some song of theirs, though, that came out, I think, maybe before this, but it had a pretty similar type of riff at the beginning. I always thought that was kind of cool. The, like, muted, you know, or, like, picked out notes. I don't know. It's kind of cool. I'm surprised you don't like Vane, though, Sonny. I mean, I don't know.
It's Davy's voice. It's too whiny. And I like some of that sleaze rock, but it can't get to like Faster Pussycat Vane type whiny vocals. Like, I can't handle that.
Right. I hear you.
I love me some Faster Pussycat.
I like that first Pussycat record, too. But they were, to me, more like the New York Dolls, and I love the Dolls, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Pussycat. And I love me some LA Guns, which I always put them kind of in the same vein.
Yeah.
That's their first few records were really good. And I know Sonny got really quiet when we started talking about them. So.
Oh, I like LA Guns, actually. I like
LA Guns.
Cocked and Loaded is one of my Desert Island albums, but I can't stand Pussycat.
I do like that Cocked and Loaded. I opened for LA Guns back in the day when they had that other dude singing, and they were like tuned down to D and shit. It was really weird. So weird.
You know who else opened for LA Guns, Jody?
Who?
I did.
Sweet. Where is it that lame version where they had the guy with the mohawk? Yeah, he sucked, dude. I'm like, what are you doing to these classic songs, man? You're ruining this shit.
Yeah.
Sex Action was like, it was like slow and real heavy. Like, what the hell?
That was the Dokken LA Guns show that we opened. The biggest thing I've ever done. So, but awesome. Jody opened for Motley. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, but that was when they had Karabi and they sucked.
So there are some people that think that's wonderful.
Motley. Oh, I think it's wonderful. Love
See
that.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm a Too Fast for Love guy. I don't go much further than that with Motley Crue. I like Shout at the Devil, but nothing really after that.
Yeah. Yeah, Shout at the Devil's awesome. I love putting that record on and opening it up, and looking at the gatefold.
Yeah. It was fucking heavy back in the day, man.
All right, so listen, we've gone kind of long today. So talking about going into a long conversation about the songs that we left off is, you guys know why we left them off. And we may not understand why Sonny has some songs on his that I don't have on mine, or Jody has. Write us, tell us your 10 songs. 10 songs. Put them in the order of the songs that of the way you like to listen to it. And next week on the show, we will read them and we won't read your body. Sonny will.
all three of us had a surprise, I will tell you, that we left off. I'm surprised Joe left You Love Me to Hate You off. And Jody and I both left off Little Caesar, and I'm surprised Joe didn't say anything about that.
Yeah, I figured that's why you were putting Eric in on something else, on
that's
Silver
right,
Spoon.
Yeah. Yep.
I probably would have done the same if I had thought of cheating like that, but...
And I had to cut out 14 songs, right? 4 out of my 5 were Gene songs. So
wow.
So all right. So what you let us know what you guys think of our set list. If you want to vote on it, go to Facebook, the group page that we have, Podcast Rock City. Sonny will post our songs, and you let everybody know why mine is better than everybody else's. No, I'm kidding. Just let us know whose you think is better. Next week, we will be back, come hell or high water, and we'll be talking about your favorite band and ours, Kiss, although I don't know that that's everybody's favorite band. I know that we all love them. But next week, Jody, do you have anything to add?
Nope. Thanks so much for listening. Just thanks for listening.
Sonny?
Thanks for listening, and my record rules.
Totally.
And don't forget, click T-Shop, and you can purchase Podcast Rock City merchandise there and all kinds of other cool Kiss-related shit. It's all good stuff. And you know what I'm going to say. We love podcasts, and we love Kiss podcasts, most of them anyway. And you're going to hear the commercials for all the ones that we love right after this in 3, 2, 1. Peace.